So, Taylor, we just talked about how filing a return can get you a refund even if your income is below the filing threshold, especially if taxes were withheld from your paycheck. But what if you're low income and not sure if you even need to file? There's another important piece of the puzzle we need to discuss: the Earned Income Tax Credit, or EITC. Let's say someone is working part time, making a modest income, and they're unsure if they even make enough to have to file. But they've heard whispers about this thing called the EITC. They think they might qualify, but aren't sure how it all works. What should they do, Sam? And to kick us off, how does the EITC interact with filing requirements?
The EITC is a powerful tool for low to moderate income workers and families. It's a refundable tax credit, which means it can not only reduce the tax you owe, but it can also give you money back even if you don't owe any tax. Crucially, to claim the EITC, you must file a tax return, even if your income is below the regular filing requirement.
So if I understand correctly, even if I don't make enough money to have to file based on the standard deduction and my filing status, if I might qualify for the EITC, I should file anyway.
Exactly. Think of it this way. The regular filing requirements determine if you need to file to pay taxes. The EITC is an incentive to file even if you don't owe because you might get money back.
That's a great point, Sam. It's almost like a bonus for filing. Now, Taylor, where do you think someone could learn more about EITC eligibility?
Well, the IRS website would be my first guess. Is there a specific publication we talked about earlier, the one with all the details about who has to file and such? Publication 17. Would that have information about the EITC? This reminds me of what we discussed about checking resources like Publication 17 to determine your standard deduction and filing threshold.
Yes, Publication 17 is a great resource. It outlines the specific income limits and other eligibility requirements for the EITC, which can vary depending on your filing status and whether you have children. The IRS also has an EITC assistant tool online that can help you determine if you qualify.
Let's illustrate with an example. Imagine someone working part-time, earning $10,000, single, and no kids. They might think, I'm nowhere near the filing threshold, and skip filing altogether. But if they qualify for the EITC, they could be leaving money on the table.
So if they used the EITC assistant tool and found they were eligible for, say, a $500 credit, they'd actually get $500 back, even though they didn't owe any taxes.
Precisely. And that $500 can make a real difference in someone's life.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to understand how the EITC interacts with filing requirements. Even if you're below the threshold, filing can be in your best financial interest. Let's recap. The EITC is a refundable tax credit specifically for low to moderate income workers and families. To claim it, you must file a tax return, even if your income is below the regular filing requirement. Resources like IRS Publication 17 and the EITC Assistant Tool can help you determine your eligibility. So, even if you think you don't make enough to file, explore your eligibility for the EITC and other refundable credits. Filing might be more beneficial than you think.